The Ryzen Z1 processor that's powering devices like the Asus ROG Ally X here is well known in the handheld gaming community, but a lot of people have been wondering, where's the Z2? When's the Z2? What is the Z2 going to be? Well, I have official confirmation from AMD about Z2, so let's get into the details. I'm here in Berlin, Germany, attending the IFA conference, and this morning I was invited to an AMD roundtable breakfast with AMD executives and a Microsoft executive. And in the course of the conversation, the Z2 got brought up. I asked for clarification on what stage the Z2 is in production, and AMD confirmed to me, quote, "We've got our Z1 Extreme and Z1 in the market today, right? Z2 is in the works. We're working with a number of partners across the OEM ecosystem on that, and it will be coming to market probably in early part of 2025. That is a direct quote from an AMD executive on the Z2 that is in the works. I was able to also follow up with the executive and try to get some details. Now, of course, I got the standard line of, we can't comment too much on unannounced products, but they were able to give me a little bit of insight of where their head is at for the Z2. In this presentation, they also talked about the fact that the Steam Deck has a custom AMD solution, and the Z1 and the Z1 Extreme is more of an off-the-shelf kind of part. I asked where the Z2 was going to be in that, or are they going to make it a little more custom, or is it going to be kind of more off the shelf? And they said it's going to be a little bit more like the Z1, something that's a little more off the shelf, something that you can expect that maybe isn't already in the market today. So maybe Strix, I'm not quite sure exactly, but if it's early 2025, I would assume that it's built off of the Strix platform. I also asked this executive about the adoption of the Z1 platform, because all of the major players like Asus, Lenovo have the Z1, but all the minor players like Aya Neo, they usually go with off-the-shelf mobile parts like an 8840U, something like that. And while obviously those products are very similar, that is different. I thought we would have seen more widespread adoption of the Z1 platform across all handheld makers. So I asked AMD some clarification on this, and they said with the Z2 specifically, they're hoping to get it to more companies. They stressed to me that they really love working with partners, especially Asus, to get these products to market, and they do want to reach out and integrate more with even smaller companies out there to have the Z2 platform be the predominant platform that handheld makers use. So AMD specifically emphasized they're willing to partner with not only major manufacturers like Asus, but smaller manufacturers, and they really do hope that the Z2 platform of processors will be widely adopted across the handheld market. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not quite sure. What stopped them from the smaller players having access? I don't know. AMD was not willing to comment on that. In their larger discussion around the Ryzen ecosystem, everything from desktop to mobile, they talked about efficiency, things like offloading some workloads to the NPU, how that's going to help gaming and things like that. And I asked if that kind of philosophy is going to be incorporated into the design of Z2, and they said yes. They hope to feature more AI features like upsampling, frame generation, things like that, and maybe even work with developers to offload that processing onto the NPU, which is something that hasn't been available on these processors to date. So based off all the information that I have right now, I'm going to make a couple assumptions. I'm going to assume that AMD is going to start showing off Z2 processors, and in turn, companies maybe like Asus will show off Z2 powered handhelds in CES 2025. I'm really hoping to see some new designs there and see if there's an upgrade potential for the Z1 handhelds that are in the market today, and what kind of performance we're going to get out of it, right? I'm also going to assume that the Z2 is going to be using the Strix platform, so the Ryzen AI 300 processors that we see in the market today, that RDNA 3.5 architecture, which previously, AMD really touted the efficiency and the gains that they're getting on the battery life expectations, because AMD really wants more battery life, and I feel like Strix is definitely the thing they are aiming for, rather than waiting for the next thing that is after Strix. But whatever happens, I'm definitely going to be covering it here on the PC World YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe for more PC hardware and software goodness. We'll catch you in the next one.